Fox 13 News at 10 starts now with breaking news.
We want to calm the fears, okay? It's horrible. Please pray for the victim and his family. But right now, there's no ongoing threat.
We begin with breaking news we've been following since this afternoon, just after 2 o'clock. And tonight we're learning the identity of the man killed at the Campbell Clinic in Collierville earlier today. Dr. Benjamin Mauck, who was an orthopedic doctor there at Campbell. Tonight, Collierville in the Mid-South mourning the life lost in this public shooting. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Daryl Green.
And I'm Darcy Thomas. Just a few moments ago, you heard from the Collierville police chief. He wanted to clear up any confusion after a healthcare worker was shot and killed at Campbell Clinic this afternoon.
Now, that suspect was a patient at the clinic, we've learned. He was arrested by Collierville police just moments after the shooting.
Fox 13's Jack Bilyeu is joining us live in the parking lot outside of where the incident happened. Jack, only a few hours ago, we learned the identity of the worker who was killed this afternoon.
Well, when we got out here at around 3 o'clock, there were crowds of Campbell Clinic employees being escorted out into that parking lot by police. Now, the scene looked different then. This whole lot was surrounded by squad cars, and there were officers flying drones around the building.
Northwest corner building, room C2. C2, Charlie 2. Should be doctored down 2 rounds. Looks like to the chest.
The Campbell Clinic's workers walked to their cars, some arm in arm, some crying, and others just staring. When they left, officers carrying rifles walked in. A place meant for healing turned into a violent crime scene.
So this appears to be a one-on-one interaction that occurred in an exam room.
Investigators say the suspect was hanging around the clinic for hours ahead of the shooting. In a statement, the Campbell Clinic identified the victim as Dr. Ben Mauck, an elbow, wrist, and hand surgeon. A spokesperson called the loss tragic and described him as beloved and highly respected.
415, we've got one that jumped one on Poplar.
Suspect had a firearm in his possession. It was on his person. It wasn't in his hand. He was taken into custody without incident.
Collierville Police Chief Dale Lane says the suspect ran from the clinic and was caught 5 minutes later near the entrance. He says the investigation is in the early stages and the department plans to work with the ATF to find out the history of the gun the suspect used and interview witnesses.
As you can imagine, there were many patients that were there, employees. And so, there's a lot of interviews that are going to be taking place. And so, in the coming days, we'll be able to provide you with some additional information.
The Campbell Clinic announced all its locations will be closed Wednesday, and the decision to reopen will come later. The clinic requested prayers for Mauck's family, a sentiment shared by Lane.
It's bad. It's horrific. It's terrible. And our thoughts and prayers are with the family.
The Collierville Police Department has not yet shared that suspect's name or what charges he might face. We'll, of course, let you know as soon as we find out. We'll have a lot more on this story starting at 4:30 tomorrow on GMM. Daryl?
That's Fox 13's Jack Bilyeu live in Collierville tonight. Thank you, Jack. Well, we can't imagine what it was like for first responders. They got that call. There was a shooting inside a doctor's office in Collierville.
Well, tonight we want you to hear the moments when first responders got that call.
216 dispatch. I have most of the people inside Campbell's Clinic in the main lobby area. That's where we're going to be housing inside the building until we can clear the rest of the building.
You can hear it in the dispatcher's voice just how serious the situation was. We later learned that the shooter was not inside when police arrived. He was captured just outside the clinic.